Let's start with Ala. Ala Damri then. Ala Damri. Can you hear me? I cannot hear you, Ala.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so Ala Damri and Firas. What's your family name, Firas, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, what's your family name, Firas?
Sorry?
Your family name, man.
Nazar.
So Firas Nazar.
Nazar.
Okay. All right. We have Khadija Belghis. It's okay. I need to take down notes and see who is with us, who is not, because otherwise I will be talking to people about the same thing again and again. Even though they are programmed to speak about a few things that I've already spoken about during the previous session, or at least the first session, it seems that it has not been well understood. So I gave you a document. You can download it from the platform. We're going to use that document for at least the first 45 minutes of this course. And then we're going to hopefully work on a new topic, and it will be sent to me either at the end of this session or before next time is due. So the following person is Bilal with you. Okay. How are you, Bilal? Good. So, Samah, can you tell me what your family name is, Samah, please?
Yeah.
Your family name is, please. I cannot hear you.
Samahallus.
Okay. Thank you. Sarah Ashur is here. Okay. How are you, Sarah?
Hello, sir.
Hi. Nice to hear from you again. Sundaresh is also with us today. And Yasmin Balloon. Okay. How are you, Sanda? How are you, Yasmin?
Fine, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. So are you all comfortably seated in front of your computers? Hopefully, yes. So I shared my screen with you. I hope that you can all see it, even though I have a problem seeing the list or the participants the way I would like things to be. I don't know what the problem is. Anyways, I can see the names and the microphones, and that is more than enough. So last time I gave you a task, and you did it beautifully, those who participated, and I would like to thank all those who sent me their work. I can name the people, but it's okay if I don't. I mean, it's not tell others that they were not as hardworking as I thought they would be, but I just received something like seven documents as feedback, as proofreading of the first document that I sent you. So why am I doing this with you? Why aren't we writing and writing and writing? Who can tell me what the difference between a mistake and an error is? Let's start with this. What's the difference between a mistake and an error? Okay, what do you mean by a mistake? Someone made a mistake. Do you have an explanation for the word mistake? Okay, not to waste your time, I would like to tell you what I think. If I ask somebody to write, and he writes the way he used to, and he produces something that is controversial or not within the norms, then the person is using his background knowledge to do something that he has never been told that it was wrong. And that is an error because he remembers it the way it is, and it's not a mistake that he can correct on his own by himself. So when I say there are lots and lots of errors, things that you do on a regular basis without even understanding that they are not acceptable the way they are. So I'm giving you or showing you a piece of writing. I don't want to criticize the person who did this job. The person who did this job has done something great. That is, he or she has spent some time doing something that people did not do. And I would like to thank everybody who sent me their work. But what can you say about this piece of writing? Take time to activate your microphones and give your remarks. Tell us, what do you think the problem with this piece of writing is? We'll talk about this later on, but let's start with your remarks. Some people sent me their work, and I would like to thank you for that, but some others did not, and I would like to see how many of you can spot these problems, because they will penalize you the day of the test, and you will get less marks if you do something like this. What's the problem with this piece of writing? Just by the look of it, I think.
There are line breaks. It's not a paragraph.
Can you speak louder, near to the microphone? There are many
Line breaks.
line breaks. So we agreed to write a paragraph, and I said paragraph 2. But what I can see here is something different from a paragraph. A paragraph, and yes, this is kind of, and not even an essay, because why did the person who wrote this chose to press the enter button and go to a new line, whereas he had the possibility of writing like this? So the layout, does it count? Yes, it counts. Do I have a mark for the layout? Yes, I do. Is there something for the indentation? Possibly not. Indentation possibly not, but it's not a problem. If you want it to be left aligned, okay, but at least write it as one block. So here, I would like your paragraph to look like this. And inshallah, we will come back to this point at the end. So this is what I expect to have. One paragraph. If it's too long, then there must be some modification. I didn't correct this one because I really had a lot of remarks to make upon this, but I just wanted to give you the chance to, do it. If I select everything and click this button, justify, okay, I will present it in a better way. So justify your work. So 2 remarks. The first one. A paragraph is different from an essay. 1 block, not 3 paragraphs, 1 big chunk. That's number 1. Write it down if you want. I will give you the document afterwards, and you will see these written. And then secondly, please make sure that we justify your work so that we understand how many times you pressed the enter button. It's very important. What's the problem with these blue lines in here? I make comments when the error is there and people keep writing in the same way. So a lot of people did the first paragraph, send them to me, and then in the second paragraph, this one, for example, they do the same mistake. So here, double spaces. 1 space only is more than enough. What's the problem in the second one? Reasons, full stop. Why is it in blue? Same for first, for choice. Shabab, who can help me with this? Do we need a space between the full stop and the S?
No.
No, we don't. So here first, we don't. Don't please press the space bar before adding punctuation. The computer has now found many, and you will find a lot of them. Use the spell checker. Ayishkum, select your text, go here, choose United States English, press the button, and it will help you with lots and lots of mistakes. You have time, use that, do it, and send me a fault-free version, fault-free paragraph. I insist on that. So this paragraph is obviously too long, okay? And I'm not going to comment upon it because the one who wrote it can have a look at it, work on it again, and suggest a better version of his own or her own work. And hopefully we're going to have, well, I'm saying that some people sent me their work, okay, and can send me the same work again, and yet it's another piece of writing, a new one, and they will get the mark that I promised for each and every one. So let me go to the other version of your work, which is the master copy. So here I have a few remarks. As I said here, the paragraph looks like different from the essay. So please, a paragraph, not an essay. Select US English so as to avoid things like these. Save your document as PDF if you know that you are using a version which is higher than mine. So I'm using Microsoft Office 2019. So you can send me any version and I will be able to read it. But if you think that there can be an incompatibility, you can save it as a PDF document. I'm asking you a question. Do you know how to save this document as a PDF document? Yes or no? Shabab, do you know how to save this as a PDF document? I will click on Fichier, Enregistrer sous. I will tell him which folder it will be in, and I will click downwards here and choose PDF. Very simple. When I click on PDF, I have my version without any changes. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have that. So you do this and you upload your work as a PDF document, especially the test. It will not change. There will be no changes brought to your document by any computer, by any software, by nothing at all. The document that you send will be the one that I will receive will be the one that you sent without any changes. Shall I move on to another point? Shabab, I would like to hear someone interacting with me. Bilal, will you please do it for me?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot hear what I'm saying, please say that you cannot understand what I'm saying, and I will be more than happy to answer you. So I'm going to move to the following topic, which is version 2 of the same document. I tried to make a few comments. So what you notice here is that I changed something about the introduction. Who can tell me what the introduction used to be? Do I volunteer to read the introduction? It's just an attempt to tell you what you should avoid when you write your essays. Anyone? Sarah, can you help me with the reading, please?
Okay. Tunisian doctors, immigration becomes the only option to better opportunities nowadays for several reasons.
Okay, the same
First,
sentence that you read is here. Sarah, your voice is not very loud. Can you speak nearer to the microphone?
Is it better?
Yes, it's much better now. So I have taken up this part and I have changed this one, and you will read and stop here.
The immigration of Tunisian doctors has become the only option to better opportunities nowadays for several reasons.
Yes. So there are some people who would like to, write compound nouns. Tunisian doctors immigration. This is a bit complicated. So the computer would like to add an apostrophe, okay, after doctors, or before doctors if you speak about the singular. So the computer said there is a problem with this one. Profit from the grammar, okay, help that the computer will offer you, and make sure that you understand that compound nouns are not always welcome. So, Tunisian doctors immigration, the immigration of Tunisian doctors, it is a lot easier for a person to read and understand and carry on than read, stop, and try to understand.
The second one.
So the second one is a lot easier, and you are writing not to impress, you are writing to communicate ideas. So do not try to show off. Do not try to use complicated sentences, complex sentences that need, to be read once, twice, or 3 times to be understood. Make it as simple as possible. That's another piece of remark or a piece of information that I would like to, share with you. So the immigration of Tunisian doctors has become, now becomes here, simple present, as if it was a reality, has become as a result of a process. So I changed the tense, and I would like you to use something which is quite logical. If there is some logic behind becomes, I will accept it. I will not, otherwise, I will discuss the choice of tenses, the choice of linkers, the order of the words. Everything is very important because you are looking for, let's say, an opportunity to be read. You need people to read your products. We write because we want people to read. We write because we would like to publish our work, and we need to have some people who are interested enough to read from A to Z, not read the first lines and say, okay, that's not well written. I'm going to stop here. What's the problem with this part? I'm going to make a few remarks here and move on, of course. The only option to better opportunities. Is there a way to say this in a simpler way? I think the idea is clear, but it's not well said. So you have to be very simple, very direct. Do not make us suggest meaning or make deductions. Say what we think. What's the problem with this sentence, Hadi? Well, look at it. This is one sentence. It's got too long, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 5 lines. If you can read this without breathing, you are, I'm sure scuba diver needs, a lot of air to dive, and I need a lot of air to read this long, very long sentence. So make sure that you avoid this. There is something else that is important to notice here. You've got first, second. After second, there is a long sentence, and there is however, there is moreover, there is an addition to that. So all of this from here to here seems to be talking about the same topic, which is in itself a paragraph. And then we find third. After third, we have last but not least. What is the relationship between third and then on the contrary? Okay, and then you've got finally. So I think that these words, when they are put like this, they will not help the reader follow your logic. It seems that, and if I'm mistaken, please tell me or stop me, it seems that the person is thinking and writing at the same time. صحيح ولا غلط? شباب.
Maybe.
Do you think this person had an approach which allows him to think, write ideas, organize ideas, and write the final paragraph, or think and write at the same time? خلينا نقول think aloud and take down notes of his thoughts as he or she proceeds. This brings me to speak about what I promised to talk about today, which is writing as a product versus writing as a process. Okay, let's have a look at writing as a product. Sunday, can you please help me with the reading?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Writing as a product. Read the topic and start writing. 30 minutes later, hand your first draft over the examiner reader. Examiner.
Okay, so read the topic and start writing. You have an idea, put it down on a sheet of paper, hand your paper to your examiner or reader and say, this is my work, and this is your, what's in French, first draft. Do you know what the word first draft in French is?
Bouillon.
Brouillon بتاعك، مسودة بتاعك. So this is not your final piece of work. It's not your final draft. It's not your final manuscript. It's your first draft. You still need to look at it. You still need to think about what to sacrifice, what to put, what to eliminate, what is verbiage, what is major supporting detail, what is a minor supporting detail. If you got many minor supporting details, choose one. Don't put them all. I said many words that I used in the very beginning of this course, and we are going to go back to them, inshallah. So, writing as a product is something, it's you know, the worst thing that you can adapt yourself at using. I mean, if you use this style all the time or this way of doing things all the time, believe me, you can never improve your writing. Writing as a process. Yasmin, can you help me, please?
Yes, sir. Writing as a process. Read the topic and underline the keywords 1 minute. Jot down ideas, brainstorming 2 to 3 minutes. Look at the ideas again and turn some of them into sentences. Eliminate any odd, unnecessary details or ideas, 5 to 7 minutes.
Just 1 minute, please. Look at the ideas again and turn some of them into sentences. Eliminate any odd or unnecessary details or ideas. Okay? I spoke about minor and major details. I hope that you still remember these. Minor sentences. Who can tell me the difference between a minor sentence and a major sentence? Okay. We would like to speak about things that we spoke about before, and I would like to go back to these in a short while. Yasmin, can you read the minor sentence?
Yes.
The major, Afwan.
The major supporting sentences. Tell us about the topic sentence.
And the minor?
Minor supporting sentences. Tell us more about the major supporting sentence.
You see the link here? You've got a topic sentence. You said something. Okay? So, I don't know. Life in specs is very boring. It's very expensive. So it's not expensive, it's very boring. Right? So if you say, for example, cinemas virtually do not exist. Can you add more information about cinemas that virtually do not exist? Even if we find one, the films are boring. I gave you a supporting detail about the major topic, which is Sfax is a boring city, no cinemas. And I gave you more information about the cinemas. If you find one, the film is not interesting. If I omit the middle sentence and I say Sfax is boring because the films are not interesting, do they have any kind of relationship together?
No.
No. So if you move from the major idea, which is the topic sentence, you give an argument that supports the topic sentence, and then you give another argument to give more information about that topic sentence, you are going to select only the pertinent, the most relevant pieces of information. And if I go back to this long piece of writing, which is full of nice ideas, full of details, full of, I mean, this person wrote something that he really feels, okay, and really thinks about, and it's a major problem. And I would like to thank the person who wrote this to have chosen to write this about this topic. But you have to filter your ideas. You have to sacrifice some of them and ignore them because there is no room for them. They are seen as verbiage, حشو. Too many ideas about the same topic, and sometimes that seem to be irrelevant. You are the only one who can see the logic, and the other people will be a bit lost. So they have to be put in the right order. Eliminate any odd, unnecessary details or ideas. This is something that you will do at this stage. not after finishing the paragraph. Yasmin, can you please carry on reading?
Yes. Reorder your sentences and add linkers.
Yeah.
To
When will you decide about the right order, okay, in which you are going to present your sentences? From the very beginning, as they come to your mind, or after having them in front of you on a sheet of paper as a first sketch? You know, people use bubbles, spider graph. When you take a spider graph, okay? Some people use bullets. Some people write, you know, the sentences in bullets, in you know, separate ideas in different lines, and they try to reorder them. I use a lot of these when I teach in classroom. I mean, in a classroom, not virtually, not in online. I use a lot of examples like this, but you have your own style. Some people, of course, they've got their first draft, a sheet of paper, and they start writing everywhere, on the right, on the left, at the bottom, at the top, and they have arrows and they have ideas that go there and then they cross out something. You can do that. There's no harm in doing this. And when you finish that, okay, you decide about what to keep and what, okay, I will do this number 1, and then at the bottom, number 2, and in the middle, number 5, and then above it, number 6, and then number 4, I will add it now. And you are going to decide about the linkers. Some people write, Sfax is a boring city because, and they stop to think for 5 minutes. Is it correct to do? When do you think of the linkers? When you have the 2 parts in front of you, when you see the 2 sentences that you wrote are there, you create the link, you signal it with a word, or simply you put a full stop and you carry on. So the linkers, too many of them will destroy the beauty of the sentence. Without these, sometimes the ideas are not clear. But too many of them, and I can assure you that the British people do not use too many of them. The American people do not use too many of them. Only the Tunisian people will cram 6 to 7 linkers in a paragraph of 7 lines to 8 lines, which is too many, not to be done. Aishkom, use logical connections, suggest these through commas, through hyphens, through full stops, exclamation marks possibly, and sometimes add a linker to signal a change of mood of idea or a passage to another idea. Yasmin, can you carry on, please? If you have got the questions, you are welcome. If not, please carry on.
Yes, I'll carry on. Write your first draft. Add more minor details if you suddenly remember or think of something that is really interesting. Otherwise, stick to your original plan, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Your first draft, after all of this, we spend something like 1 minute, 4, 7, that is 11 minutes, something like 14 to 15 minutes. And we have usually we have 1 hour, but since we are going to work online, I will give you 1.5 hours. So you've got 15 minutes to prepare for your work, okay? And your first draft is going to be prepared after the first initial 15 minutes. So in 20 minutes, you should have your first draft. You spend 5 minutes to do what, Yasmin?
Proofread your first draft. Correct any mistakes that you may be too focused to spot during the writing process.
Yeah, proofreading. Correct your mistakes. Change some structures. Omit some words. You know, add some, I don't know, relative pronouns like which, that, who, etc. Do whatever you like. Make it better. Proofread it. Use the spell checker, as I said here. Do you use Grammarly in your work? Do you use Grammarly as an add-on to Google Chrome? Grammarly, have you heard of Grammarly?
Yes, it's an app, I think.
Yes, it's an app that you can add to Google Chrome. And if you write your essay as a message to yourself, okay, on, I don't know, on anything, providing you are working online. I mean, you write it as a Facebook message, you write it as a Gmail message, whatever you like, and then Grammarly will underline the grammar mistakes, the punctuation mistakes, the extra gaps. If there's a capital letter, it will help you with that. It will do everything and quicker than Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office sometimes misses some of these, and Grammarly will even suggest better ways to say the same thing. So you can use a spell checker to avoid making mistakes that you are unable to spot on your own. Please make sure that you do it. You don't do it, I will do it for you, and I will penalize your work. You've got all the means to work on your own, something like 90 minutes. Use them well, use them to your advantage, and get the top mark, because you can do that, inshallah. The last, oh, sorry, the penultimate one before the last. Yes, please.
Write your final draft. Try not to make any modifications here.
So the final draft should be done with minimum modifications. Because if you are going to make modifications, you're going to turn back to this part. Reorder the sentences and add the linkers and write the first part again. So this will be time consuming. If you are not familiar with the topic, and if you are not familiar with this method of doing things, then maybe if you keep changing, you will never be satisfied with your work. You'd better be satisfied with something that you can understand than try to come up with the best piece of writing. We are not looking for the best. We're looking for a coherent piece of writing where there is a lot of accuracy in the use of the language. This is what I'm looking for. Is it clear, Shabab? Guys?
Yes.
Yes. So do not try to impress us. Try to communicate your idea in the easiest way possible. And remember, as doctors, inshallah, you are supposed to stick to scientific English, and scientific English is known for its easy, clear structures. So it's not complicated. You can do that without any problem. The last thing that you can do is to, Yasmin?
Yes, publish your work.
Publish your work. So you're going to click on the send button and your work will be there ready for assessment. We will try, inshallah, to, I'm not going to give detailed assessment to students and personal assessment. I'm going to ask for more, let's say, paragraphs and not essays, please. Paragraphs. I insist on that. More paragraphs will be sent to me, okay? And I will read them. And hopefully, I'm not going to make any more remarks concerning these things. I'm going to try to do as many essays as possible, or paragraphs as possible, so as to give you the chance to practice writing as a process and not to tell you about the mistakes. The mistakes will not be individual. The mistakes will be, general remarks for everybody, so as not to discourage people from carry on in the writing process. So, if I may, I would like to recapitulate everything. What is this? What can you see in front of you, Dija?
The layout of a paragraph.
Yes. What does it have, the paragraph? First of all, I need to have
The topic sentence.
Did I say a topic paragraph or a topic sentence?
Topic sentence.
What is the difference?
I don't know.
So a topic sentence is one sentence. So you've got a beginning here, you've got two words, and you've got one full stop. So this is the topic sentence, and that's the end of it. All of this is a paragraph. There are 10 lines, 12 lines, 6 lines, whatever you like. So normally a paragraph will be something like 250 words long. So something like, 10 to 15 lines long. It's not a big deal. I know that you can do it. But a sentence, a topic sentence should be only one sentence. Can you please carry on, Miss, with this?
Topic sentence should be concise, preferably a simple sentence, not a compound sentence, or a complex sentence, as these tend to include details which are supposed to be mentioned in the body.
Yes. So if you do not understand what a simple sentence is, I can help you with this because I have got a link from my computer, but I don't want to click on it because we will be talking about grammar. If you need the document, I will upload it and you can read it. It's just an HTML copy here. So this is something that comes from my computer. It's not from the internet, so I'm not going to give you the I mean, there's no link. It's the document that you should receive, and it's about sentences and what sentences can be. So simple, compound, complex, and there is a fourth type, which is complex, compound complex. So the easiest one. These ones tend to confuse the readers. So the first one and the second one are simple. You've got a subject, and a predicate. مبتدأ وخبر. Subject, verb, complement. Very simple. This one, a compound sentence, has got a linker in the beginning, in the middle. So two sentences put together with a linker. So we've got an independent sentence and a subordinate clause. And the more we bring to the sentence, the more complicated it becomes. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want to speak about too much grammar, and I will go back to the body. Miss, what do you expect to find in the body? Who can you take القراءة? Sandra?
No, it's me.
Yeah. Yes,
Khadija.
Khadija. Sorry. Khadija. Khadija, what do you expect to find in the body?
Arguments probably that defend the topic sentence.
Yes, the arguments with which you are going to justify, okay, your options. So these are supporting details.
Body 1 paragraph structure include the most pertinent supporting details. The supporting details can be examples, arguments, anecdotes, statistics, etc. They have to be organized in a logical order from general to specific chronologically. You can use two types of supporting details, major and minor. The major supporting sentences tell us about the topic sentence. The minor supporting sentences tell us more about the major supporting sentence. You do not have to use the minor supporting sentences all the time. Avoid verbiage.
Verbiage. Who can tell me what verbiage is? We spoke about it earlier. Unnecessary information. In Arabic, the teacher who taught me Arabic during my baccalaureate year says hashu. You just wanted to make your paragraph longer, and if you remember, the styles more interesting. So some people say, okay, if I say this, the reader will think that my paragraph is very interesting. Sometimes ideas come to your mind and say, oh, I like it, I will say it, I will write it, and people will like it, and you are the only one who sees the logic. I'm sorry, but sometimes things are not that obvious. So avoid verbiage. Make sure that there is a logical link between what you're saying now and what you say afterwards. Let us see, Khadija, with you, the concluding sentence.
The concluding sentence should echo the topic sentence. Echo the topic sentence. Express the same idea in other words. Remind the reader of your thesis, premise, hypothesis, starting point.
Starting point. So I'm saying this because there are many ways to say what you mentioned in the topic sentence at the very beginning. It has to be kind of circular, you know. You say something, you explain it, and you remind us of it. This is what we said in the very beginning. If you remember, this is how your pattern should look like. This is what I will write about. I'm writing about it. I wrote about it. So there is nothing new. Kind of, the English people call it healthy repetition. Tell me what you want to talk about. Okay, explain your point of view. Okay, finish. Give me the concluding sentence. Remind me of your point of view. If there is a question before we move on to the assessment criteria, okay, we're going to finish with these with another reader, but if there is a question, I'll be more than happy to answer them now.
Monsieur,
Yes.
I didn't understand the difference between the major and the minor sentence.
Yes. Who can help us with the major and minor sentences? Major and minor sentences. Okay, Khadija, you've got an example with you or in front of you. We saw this together during the first session, but it was too quick. So can you help me with this, Khadija?
Okay. Topic sentence. Golden Week in Japan is a combined celebration of 4 holidays. Major supporting sentence. The first takes place on April 29th, the birthday of the Emperor Shua, and commemorates the 64 years that he was in power. A minor supporting sentence. It is time for the Japanese people to remember this important period in their history.
Period in their history. We lost your voice. Are you still with us, Khadija?
Yes.
Yes, you are still with us. So now try to read the same part, but without this one. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Golden Week in Japan is a combined celebration of 4 holidays. It is time for the Japanese people to remember this important period of their history. Are they interlinked? Can we move from this sentence to this sentence?
No.
No. So there must be some sort of link between them. What is the link? The link is this sentence. So Golden Week in Japan is a combined celebration of 4 holidays. The first holiday takes place on April 29th, the birth of the Emperor Showa, and this first holiday commemorates the 64 years that he was in power. 64 years is a period in their history. This is the period mentioned here. So this sentence gives information about the one before it. And this sentence gives information about the one before it. So the major one gives information about the topic sentence. The minor one gives information about the major sentence. If you write about a topic which is too broad, too general, you start telling us about this topic with an example, and then you explain the example with more information. That's what we are doing here. A general topic, a major supporting detail, followed by a minor supporting detail. Is it a problem if we don't mention this? If we cover this? Is it a problem?
No problem.
No. So we need to find a general entry, general sentence, and a major supporting sentence. We can have another major supporting sentence, a third major supporting sentence, and the last major supporting sentence without any minor sentences. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully, you ask yourself, why
Sir,
am
I cannot hear you.
Samahni. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So as I said here, when you write sentences in a row, you will ask yourself this question: why am I writing this? what is the link between this sentence and the one that comes before it. And then when you add another one, what is the link between the new sentence and the part that you have already written? So there is always something like, self-assessment, self-evaluation, self-criticism before you hand your paper over to somebody else to see how well you have managed to express your ideas. Any questions, please? Any questions? Okay, so let us have a look at the assessment criteria that we are going to take into consideration to evaluate your work. Ali, can you please help me with the reading?
Yes. Mind your layout, indentation, justify your text, transition from one idea to another, logical relevant, validity of your arguments, source, register in style, vocabulary, formal, grammar, no contractions, no abbreviations, acronyms, punctuation, and capitalization.
Okay, I will explain these things one by one. So when we said layout, the layout is like your friend said, this is the layout. Okay, it should look like a block, one block, not separate sentences. So do not hit the enter button when you write a paragraph. Just keep on writing. What is indentation? This small place here has been left blank without any words in it. So you've got space. Sorry, you hit the tab, the flash, okay, the tab bar, and you've got your indentation, and then the rest, the remaining of the text is left aligned on here. The text is justified, so all of it, okay, hits the, let's say, the right border, like we did earlier with another example. So justified, you know what justified is. Indentation, the indentation is there. Right, left aligned for the remaining ones. No enter button when you write, and you've got your layout and your justified layout. The transition from one idea to another. I didn't add the word coherent and cohesive devices. This is something that you do without being asked to do, but I would like to follow your logic. I would like to see the how you moved from one idea to another and how you build up your arguments, moving either from the simple to the complex, from the general to the specific, from the specific to the general. We can go both way, or chronologically, you followed a timeline, okay, 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, 12th century, I don't know. You're not going to jump from one era to another. You are going to be, let's say, follow one logical order. So this depends on the type of exercise and work that we're going to do. What's validity of your argument?
If they are relevant and valid to the topic.
Okay, if they are valid, it's okay. But if you say, for example, many people think, based on what? Your point of view or statistics? 50% of the people believe that. According to whom? So according to the, I don't know, to the UN, United Nations, according to the Tunisian government, in the, I don't know, in a poll published this year in a renowned magazine. Okay, there's no need to tell. So you tell us what your source is to give validity of your argument. But here I will write one thing that we will agree upon, because we are going to not to judge the scientific, let's say, apport of your piece of writing. We are going to judge your ability to write well. So if you cannot make it, Tamil, take it. What does it mean? Make us believe that you have a solid source and mention it. A renowned scientist, said that. Because you mentioned your source, even though the source is not a real one, it's okay, no problem. But I know that you will do it correctly when you are going to do something which is more, let's say, formal than this piece of work. This is a training to write well. Once you learn how to write well, inshallah, you will practice this and you will be more accurate and more strict with this, let's say, this criterion. Register and style. If you say mom, it's not acceptable. If you say mother, it's acceptable. Okay? If you say gonna, it's not acceptable. If you say going to, it's okay. Because we are here in a formal context, so I need everything to be formal. And because it's formal, no contractions, shmana contractions. You can tell me what contractions are. What's the difference between it's and it is? So it is wrong to use. It is the correct alternative. What's the difference?
It's not formal.
Yeah, this is rather spoken English. People do not say it is unless they want to emphasize on it. They say it's, so it's spoken English. His, she's not here, they're not here, I'll do it. So all of these contractions are signs of informal use of the language. And we are in a formal context, so no contractions, no abbreviations. Adds. So we say add, an advert. So advert, so an ad or an advert. No, you have to write an advertisement. An advertisement will be accepted. So an advertisement is the correct alternative. Ad and advert won't be accepted in our context. What's an acronym?
Abbreviation.
Yeah, acronym when you use, for example, 2 letters or the first initials of a word, whereas you mean, for example, I don't know, some people, for example, say ADHD. I have to spend a lot of time looking for what it means, and I don't want to spend time. You can use acronyms, okay, when you use the first word in the long form, the full word, and then afterwards, you can use the acronym, but do not use it in the sentence without preparing the reader for it beforehand. So instead of saying the US, you say the United States. But if you need to write it again, you have to put it like this, and then you say the US. The US all the time. You need it again, you say the US. So this is not acceptable. I'm going to not color it in red. So color it in red, but not cross it out. Alesh, you can use it, but don't use it in the beginning. In the beginning, you have to use the full word, put the abbreviation, sorry, the acronym between 2 brackets, and then you keep using the acronym and again and again until you finish your piece of writing. Who does not understand what I'm saying? Sorry, the US does not really. The brackets only in here when you use it once, and then when you need it again, you use it without parentheses. Any question about this? Some people, when they write quickly, they do not pay attention to this. And I saw a lot of students who took the IELTS exam, okay, they just, say, I did that mistake and it's penalized. When you use abbreviations and do not prepare for acronyms and you use infractions, this will decrease your mark. Punctuation capitalization. I tried to help you with punctuation. Okay, the computer will turn any small letter into a capital letter when need be. But punctuation, you have to trust your computer and try to see the lines that the computer is giving you, is using under your words, and you click on it and you will see what sometimes the problems are. But is there any question about what we have said so far? Yes, sure. Is there anyone who would like to ask a question? Yasmin, you want to say something?
No, I just want to say that it's clear.
Okay. Do you find, do you make some of these mistakes without even knowing it? Do you find some of the bad habits, okay, that you have already acquired in what I tried to draw your attention to? Do you make some of these mistakes? Either you,
Yeah.
Yasmin, or yes?
Yes, the acronyms. I do that.
So, very important for you to know that you're not writing to yourself. It's not a piece of writing that you will, have in your diary that you are the only one who is going to read. You are now prepared and ready to write to a larger audience, to a larger, group of people, readers with different levels of proficiency. So what you need to be is to be in the middle. Do not try to write complicated things that you are the only one to understand, and do not try to write, trivial things that people will not find interesting enough to write. So whenever, well, I like this piece of writing, even though there is something to improve here and there, but I said very good. How much do you think this will get? If we say, for example, you should write something like 250 words, and the person wrote only 124 words. This is a criterion that has not been fulfilled. But all the other ones, one small modification here, one small way of expressing things differently. So I think this person deserves a good mark. What is the mark that you would give this person if you were the assessor, knowing that he should have written a lot more than 124 words? Let's say, for example, a minimum of 200 words. قديش هذا يقول؟
18.
I don't know. I personally thought that the layout is not clear like the other paragraphs. And at the beginning, I thought that it was a bit confusing, like the ideas didn't link one to another. But
Okay.
the person who wrote this has a good writing style.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
This one is worth reading. So let's justify, first of all, the layout and make it justified. Okay. So let's have a look at it, and let's let's make the autopsy of this paragraph, because now it's in front of us. It's born and it's dead. So I'm going to press this button so we have the indentation. So justified it, and then one block. Let's start. Who would like to read this paragraph line by line? You read only what I color, what I select after or highlight. Sarah, you would like to speak?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
The education system in Tunisia is full of flaws.
Is full of flaws. ذكر سايكا قلنا we have a simple sentence, subject plus predicate, مبتدأ وخبر. What is the subject in our sentence?
The education system
In Tunisia. in Tunisia. The verb is full of flaws. Okay, this is the predicate that the writer wants to explain in his paragraph. So very simple, but he has to justify his or her point of view. The sentence that follows, it's I think as long as this one, as this, no, it's just here. Yes, please.
First of all, it is selective and decisive.
Divisive.
Divisive.
Divisive means, it comes from the word to divide.
Yeah.
Okay, if you look at the word to decide, discordant, troublesome, disruptive, it causes divisions, okay, between people. Selective, and divisive, divides between people. I think of ordinary high schools and pioneer high schools. Even though my daughter studied pioneer schools, I didn't allow my kid to go to one of them because I'm sure that a lot of people know what I am talking about. So selective and divisive. And then this writer said, in fact, what is he trying to do?
Explain.
Explain the first major argument, major sentence, major supporting detail. So why do you think, you writer, that this is selective and divisive?
In fact, only talented students can get high scores in national exam. That's why many drop out at an early age.
So this is linked to this, which is an explanation of this. And then,
in addition, the curricula are too overloaded and students study too many subjects.
And students study too many subjects. Do you think that there is a mistake or the computer is overreacting? Shall we add the apostrophe after students or ignore it?
Ignore it.
Ignore it. So this is not a mistake. So the curricula are, the curricula plural, curriculum singular, curricula are too overloaded and students study too many subjects. I like it when people, use some rhyming words like this, each in its sentence, and it's not a problem because this is one of the rhetorical ways of showing good command of English or of the language. I hope Yasmin agrees with me. So the curricula are too overloaded and students study too many subjects. This is a broad idea that needs to be explained. He explained it. This is another one that he needs to, does he need to explain actually? Or is his statement that he suggests people will take for granted? Okay, let's move on and see. Yes, please.
For this reason, they often end up neglecting their studies as they feel tired, bored, and disinterested.
And disinterested. Because of this, so he gave us a reaction of the students to this one, overloaded and too many subjects. For this reason, the fact that they are blah, 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 they often end up neglecting their studies and they feel tired, bored, and disinterested. مع العلم إنه I always advise you to put another comma here. I will not penalize it, مش نحوها بعين الاعتبار, لكن I advise you to do it because in a series of 3, 4, or 5, when you finish your list, okay, you put a comma before the end. ده اللي حكينا عليها قبل ولا؟
Yeah.
The serial comma. The serial comma. كل حاجة تكتبها أعطيها الدويرة متاعها. فيرجول بين فيرجول ثم معلومة جديدة. سينو نقولوا bored and disinterested element واحد. It's not the same thing. It's bored وحدها, disinterested وحدها. So if you say bored and disinterested, might be, you might suggest to the reader that it is only one item. هذيك تسمى serial comma or Oxford comma. معلش. Furthermore, so عندنا first of all, this is the first expression, and then he said, in fact, to explain, in addition, to add something to the first of all. Furthermore, to add another argument that we will discover.
And furthermore, classes are often too overloaded. I carry on?
Yes, yes, please.
As a result, teachers can't pay enough attention to all students and low ability students are neglected.
Yes. Last
Uh,
but not least,
Last but not least, students aren't active participants in the learning process. They are no more than recipients of knowledge and information in a nutshell.
recipients.
Recipients, yeah. Of knowledge and information
Yeah.
in a nutshell. Our educational system does need to be revised.
Does need to be revised.
Right.
What is the meaning of does need? Sorry, what is the structure that the writer used here? Does
Uh,
need. He didn't say needs,
to
he said, Afwan?
emphasize.
Yes, the emphatic do. He used the emphatic do. So there is good command of grammar. Curricula, people do not know that it's plural, and it's plural. Two, that is a nice way to say the same thing with some rhetoric. And use of, let's say, something which is appropriate here. It's not for a student, it's appropriate. So here, in fact, I'm going to, uh, simply say that this, along with, as a result, offer more information, okay, about the major details. So major detail, in fact, minor detail. In addition, for this reason, minor detail. So can you see the logic that the writer followed here? First of all, in fact, in addition, minor detail for this reason. Furthermore, major detail, as a result, minor detail. And last but not least, another major detail that the person has added. With a full stop here, the transition to the minor detail. There are no more than recipients of knowledge and information. In a nutshell, okay, to conclude, as a conclusion, in a nutshell, which is in short, okay, this is the conclusion. So, Yasmin,
Yes,
how do
sir.
you like the piece of writing here?
How? I didn't hear you.
How do you like it now? Do you see the logical connections that the writer created between the different parts? And they all, defend his point of view about educational system and the premise الفرضية, I don't know, the hypothesis or the idea that he has announced in the very beginning, which is full of flaws. He gave, first of all, in addition, furthermore, and but four pieces of four details, four pieces of information to confirm his point of view. I like the way the ideas are presented. Okay, major idea, minor idea, major idea, minor idea, and then a good way to put things in order. I personally didn't have problems following the logic and understanding this. What is another way to say the thing? This is not a mistake. A mistake, I would correct it, but this is something that you can improve. So reword this noun phrase. Who can help us with this noun phrase?
Students with low ability.
Low ability students, we speak about low achievers and high achievers. Low ability, I'm not sure that the person is not able. What I know is that he is not achieving as much as he could. So I'm not criticizing the person, because this will be criticism of the person. When I say low achieving, I'm criticizing his work, not himself, not the person himself. Do you see the difference? We are advised not to talk about the student, but about the work the student hands over. And this is why I colored it in red, to avoid, leaving a bad impact or negative impact on the moral of a person who, might be concerned with this. Anyways, I sent you this. I mean, the document is there, is in front of you. You could have read it. I'm sure that some of you have read it, and hopefully everyone will do that. I'm not going to comment upon everything. These mistakes are momentary. I mean, you might not do the same mistakes again and again. I try to draw your attention to the things that you do on a regular basis, and they are summed up here. I will upload this document, okay, at the end of this session. But now we have something like 45 minutes, and my suggestion is the following. If you have already written a paragraph and sent it to me, visit the paragraph again, okay? And take these remarks into consideration and try to do the same work now. You have 45 minutes. I'm sure that you can do a lot of nice things now. If you would like to write about something totally different, you are more than free. The topics, I said that we would like to have a final list of topics. Okay, do you remember that? Have you seen the post that I shared with you before today's session?
No, sir.
Please go to the all the time. You have to go back to the platform to see what I'm planning to do, okay, for the following session. So I'm going to upload this document as a course material, not as an assignment. So the Word document that I called master copy name, family name, fee correction activity 1, so that you know which one it is to make the difference between the previous one and this one. So this is the master copy, this is the final one, this is the one that we're going to use in our future assessments. It all depends on how much time you should spend while writing, but I think that I'm not going to say write about this, don't write about that. You have, I hope, I'm going to click back to see what you have on your platform. You have the list of writing topics. The list of writing topics is at the top. Can you see it on my screen? Well, the PDF document on my screen. Can you see
Yes.
it now?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the document that I would like you to click on, download on your computer, choose a topic from if you have not chosen yet, write the topic, copy and paste it. I don't want to try to guess what you are writing about. So here, for example, in here, I will just add what is the topic. So what is the topic? I wrote it, okay, in the first one. I'm going to write it again all the time. What is the topic? Write it down, please. So here again, what is the topic? I would like to see the topic that you are going to write about, and then I will read and see how close your ideas to the topic that you promised to write about. Okay, so this is, oh yes, this one has got the topic, and it's okay. This one is okay, very good. The topic is there, and the paragraph is there. So I kept the paragraphs anonymous on purpose, because my purpose is not to say who wrote what. My purpose is to say these are courageous people who wrote, and hopefully they will go back to their pieces of writing and write again. This is why I'm saying, please make sure that you visit your paragraphs again. If you would like to write about something different, the topics, the list of topics is there. You can write about whatever you like in the 45 remaining minutes. I'm going to deactivate my microphone. I will take something like 5 to 10 minutes to stretch my leg. I'm sorry, I have to do that. I will be in the same room, okay? I'm not going to leave, but if you need me after 5 minutes from now, just activate your microphone, ask the question, ask your question or whatever you have on your mind, and I will help you and your friends if they need our help. Start writing about another topic, taking these, let's say, these pieces of advice, these tips into consideration. I will upload the document right now and make the part that we spoke about visible to you if you need it. Is that okay, guys? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So please do not leave. Stay here. Start writing and upload your work by the end of these 45 minutes. Even if you do not finish, it's not a problem. I will upload your work. Okay, I'll have to create another devoir, another assignment, but I will send you a blank sheet of paper, a blank copy. I mean, the Word document will be totally blank so that you can choose your topic and choose your paragraph, but please send it um, by the end of this session so that I can have a look at your pieces of writing this evening or tomorrow at the latest. You can start now. Oh, I have just uploaded the document we worked on today. It's under the name session 3 course material. And I created a task for you to upload your second task in. So writing task 2, this is where you will upload your work. Understood? Is it well received? Over to you. Tango 1, Tango 2. Okay, work, and then I'll come back in 5 minutes. Do you think you are going to upload your work now, or is it possible? Guys?
Sir, I can upload my work now, but it is not completed.
Yeah, it's not a problem. If you need some time, I mean, you can finish it. Well, I prepared an assignment for you to use in order to upload your work. So it's called Writing Task 2. Just before it, there is the document that we use together. Again, it's called Session 3 Course Format. If you think that you're going to upload your work, complete work now, it's okay. Otherwise, do it as soon as possible. If you carry on working it for something like 5 or 10 minutes and upload it, it's okay. Otherwise, please upload it before Sunday, before this Sunday, so that I can have a look at it. For next time, Shabab, do you hear me?
Teacher, can we upload it tonight? I mean, not
Yeah,
now.
you can now, tonight, or Sunday morning, so that I can at least program. Please have a look at your platform, the page that we are working together on, because I will tell you, normally, next time, inshallah, it will be asynchronous. We are going to use a blue button session, like the one we had last time. Do you remember? Those who were with me?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're going to find, can you see my screen now?
yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. You will find a new button like this, okay? And we will call it assignment 2 or writing task 2. I'm going to prepare it now, okay, so that I don't forget that. Click blue button, okay? Writing task 2. We're going to meet from 2 to 4, like we do here, but it's not necessarily live chat. So we're going to make comments. Maybe I will choose to speak with some people in private. So I'm going to, send them private messages and tell them what their problems are, and what they should pay attention to. Maybe I'm going to make some general remarks, but it will be, you can, log in at 2 o'clock, at 2:30. You can, ask for personal comments. So I can, of course, do that. So it will be asynchronous. You work, you send me your work. I'll try to prepare all my remarks before next Friday. And then between 2 and 4, I will be logged in. Meanwhile, you can start working on another topic and take your time. I'm not in a hurry. You can work on it next Friday between 2 and 4, so that you devote next session for the writing and you send it to me, hopefully before the end of the session, so that I can have a look and see your progress. I see how well you use all the tools, you use the internet, you use the spell checker, Grammarly if you want, your computer, and the advice I gave you to come up with all of that help with the best piece of writing. So you're going to imitate what we're going to do the day of the test. So you get, for example, something like 1 hour and a half, okay? So train yourself to work in a period of time which is less than 1 hour and a half. And inshallah, next time, this is what we'll be doing. I will be logged in. I will, devote the first 30 minutes for questions, and then you will be working under my supervision. I'll be here waiting for your work to be uploaded, and then I will work on these and prepare for the coming one, and we'll do this on a regular basis. Do you have any questions to ask before I say goodbye?
Teacher, next Friday we will do other paragraphs. Yani. I didn't.
Today you have worked on either the old paragraph you sent me with new vision, with the new ideas and the new approach, or a new paragraph. It's not a problem. So for today, I'm calling this task 1. Until today, we're still working on task 1. Starting from next week, there will be task 2, 3, 4, until we finish our sessions. And each time you come to the session, you start working on your paragraph. You don't have any homework. And you are not going to spend your time working on the paragraphs and then next time we comment upon these. I'm sure that you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the time you will spend writing is the time that is devoted to this session. So inshallah, next Friday, between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, you sit down in front of your computer. You can spend some time looking for a good topic from the list, and you decide to write about it. So spend no more than 1 hour writing about it, and you can upload your work. You can ask me about some tips. I can help you, okay? So I will be logged in. I will be waiting for people to interact with me. I'm not going to give you any more, let's say, theoretical, okay, tips or something like this. So you're going to practice writing. The more you read, the more you, the better you will write. So if you take my advice, think about a topic for pleasure, read about it, and then come next time and write about it. You see the topics that you're going to send me?
Yes.
Now, all those topics, I will gather them. I will draw one topic, okay, and put it on the exam sheet of paper. And I have the topics that you will write about, the ones that we'll read aloud, the ones that we will discuss together after taking off the name, will be, one of them will be on the exam sheet of paper. So it is to help you with the ideas, okay, but not to give it the chance to copy and paste. So I'm going to modify some topics, but the themes will be the same. And if you speak about education, if you speak about medicine, if you speak about, there will be something similar to this. So I'm not going to look for another completely different topic. And this is to help you, use the information that we are going to discuss in this course together, so as to be able to focus on the writing strategy and the format, the methodology, rather than the ideas. I don't like nice ideas that are put in, I don't know, in an unconventional way. I hope that everything is clear. I hope that you will improve your this skill by practicing it more. And Sarah wants to say something. Yes, Sarah.
مسيو بربي عندي سؤال. يعني احنا من يعني ليسون جاية يعني باش نوليو كيفاش باش يعني تصير الانتراكسيون بيناتنا مش بالزوم.
خدمت معايا بالبيج بلو باتن ولا
لا؟
البيج بلو باتن كيما الزوم بالضبط. صفقة تدخل انت على الباج نتاع الموديل نتاعنا، تلقى عندك انت تشوف الاكران تاعي ده ولا ما تشوفش؟ لا ما تشوف الاكران تاعي. نبارطاج الاكران تاعي. نبارطاج الاكران تاعي. انت انا تو قاعد باش نعمل واحد بيج بلو باتن باش نسميه سيشن 4. باهي انا سميته سيشن 4. ما عندي ما نعمل هنا، انا جوست باش نهبط نوطه ونقول انريجستري. قاعد تشوف ايش قاعد نعمل ولا؟
اي
انا تو خلقت بوتون كيما هذايا نخدم به جماعات مع اصحابك، سميته سيشن 4. انت تو عندك يظهر لك في الوحده نتاعك على خاطر لي فيزيبل في الباج نتاع الموديل. كي كليك عليه يقول لي طريقه واحده جوين سيشن. لو كان كليكي انا وتدخل انت تكليكي معي تنشوف بعضنا. ترى ادخل عليها انت كليك.
باهي لحظه.
انا باش نتسي الميكروفون نتاعي توا، ولو انه هو قاعد نستعمل فيه في الزوم. جاي ما عرفش اسكو يراهم كونفلين بيناتهم الاثنين ولا. انا شفتك ساره دخلت انت دخلت من غير ميكروفون. ممكن خاطر الميكروفون يتجي بار زوم معناها. فهمتني؟ دكا. أنا حليت الميكروفون نتاعي، تسمعش فيه هذيك من
لحظة فكرت. لحظة.
سارة بقية الشباب تجمعوا تدخلوا طلة، تعملوا طلة على البيج بلو باتن.
مشان ننزل على الميكروفون.
فما
ميكروفون ولا
تدخل لازمك تكتيفي الميكروفون نتاعك من الاول، تقول له allow، انت بلاكيته ممكن.
مانيش فاهم بلوكيت جوست ما.
ما يمكن خاطر الميكروفون نتاعك يتيليزي بالزوم.
يمكن.
انا توقع نتكلم نسمع في روحي من الزوز انا. anyways تشوف فيها تو مثلا جو بو بارتاجي ليكرون تاعي، فهمتني؟ نجم نبارتاجي لك الدوزيام اكرون اللي نخدم بيه. انا تشوف في اكرون توريك الداله.
اي
معناها الداله يظهر لك في البيج بلو باتن ولا شو اسمه الاساري يظهر لك في البيج بلو باتن، والداله يظهر لك في الواحد في الزوم. هذايا سي اكزاكتومون لا ميم شوز كيما الزوم. اما الزوم سي بلو بروفيسيونيل، فما تشات وفما بارتاج ديكرون وفما واحد نقول له بالله يسكر الميكروفون نتاعك، حل الميكروفون نتاعك، فما كل شيء. يعني هذا سيسرى نوتروتي. شوف يا بنتي الزوم جماعه الانفورماتيك تعبوا، قالوا لنا يرحم والديكم بدلوا شويه. انا نجم نبدل، ما مش باوبليجي باش نعمل حصه نتاع زوم ونقعد نحط لا بلا 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 طول الوقت. نجموا نعملوا دي جلوبات هذيا، نسجلوا كي نحبوا، نقصوا كي نحبوا. انا ديجا هذه نسجل فيها. نجم جو بو معناها فير الريكوردينغ باش تقعد لك الحصه نتاعك، الكونتوني نتاعها يقعد لك ليك انت واصحابك اللي ما اصحابكم اللي مش قاعدين يدخلوا معنا. ما نعرفش شنو حكايتهم بالضبط. هي بلان ديجا انا خذيت تسامي نتاع ناس اللي مش قاعدين يحضروا باش نشوف شنو مشكلتهم. معناها اسكو باش يكتبوا حاجه بعلي. معناها بالله يا جماعه كان تعرفوهم وعندكم بها علاقه بهم، قلنا لهم راهي ماهيش اكتبوا عادي، مش كاو راتي العور. يعني انا جو بو دير كونو الوحده هذه اليونيتي هذه بريباراسيون باش نحيو برشا مشاكل نتاع اولد هابتس واولد ميستيكس الناس تعمل فيها على يعني بشكل متواصل، باش نحاولوا نرتقيوا شويه بالمستوى نتاع الرايتنج. برشا من الناس تبارك الله عليها الانجليزي نتاعها سمح، لكن يلزمها تنظم الافكار نتاعها وتكتب دون لي نورم باش يولي الكتابه نتاعها مقبوله. معناتها للاسف الشديد الامتحان نتاعنا النهائي باش يكون النوت نتاعو فاري اونتر 0 و 20. برشا من الناس باش ياخذوا دي 18 دي 20 ان شاء الله، لكن ثم برشا من الناس اللي باش تنقصوا حتى لو كان الانجليزي نتاعهم سمح. شفتوا الكريتير اللي حكينا عليهم؟ كان واحد باش يعمل منهم غلطه، كل غلطه زلقه فلقه. انا باش نقسم عليهم 5 بوان هنا، 6 بوان هنا، 3 بوان هنا، 4 بوان هنا، نلقى واحده نحي، نلقى واحده نحي، نلقى واحده نحي. C'est tout simple, c'est que c'est ce qu'on voit tout le temps en tant que idée سمحه لكن mal dite. idée سمحه لكن العباد ما تعرفش كيفاش تكتب. Ce qui fait on doit combattre ça. وهذاك علاش on a fait ce choix de نقولوا de option. المره الجايه هذه هي سيشن 4 هي اللي باش نعملوا بها الحصه نتاعنا، وتبدا تكتب من الساعتين ولا من الساعتين وربع حتى كلين تكمل تابلودي تاخذ ربع روحك. ما نعطيكش الماتير هذه، ما نحبش نخدم لها على حساب الماتير دو باز نتاعك. اجا في الحصه نتاعي ابدا اكتب كمل، اعطيني الوحده نتاعك، خذ فيدباك كان لازم، اخذ ربع روحك. فير انف؟ يس. نشوفكم المره الجايه ان شاء الله. نعيشكم الى اللقاء. جود باي. ثانك يو فيري ماتش. على خير.